So guys, welcome to another crypto discussion. Today is a special day, guys. When we do specials, when we do Cobra specials, we do AMA specials, guys. So we start the fundamental news a bit early, and yeah, it's good that you guys are here to get educated, to understand what's happening in DeFi, what's happening in the big mass space that we call cryptocurrencies. And if you can see the events, we actually have another AMA for you guys, another big Solana mint. The project's called Club Nirvana. So do vibe in for that in an hour from now, or like let's say 41 minutes from now. So we'll be having that, and then tomorrow we have another mystery AMA for you. We're not stopping, guys. Like the Monday started with boss fighters. They just went through their mint. So if you want to go check out boss fighters mint, go check that out. It's just one of the events here. We had the team here give us their sauce. It was a really cool event with them. So today in fundamental news, we have a bit of adoption news. We have updates on Terra Luna. We have some Coinbase perks, some Portuguese perks, some Robinhood news, and some stablecoin news as well. So we're gonna start off with China. All right. So why is China in the news today in DeFi? So if you can see the article here, the article reads: China returns as second top Bitcoin mining hub despite the crypto ban. Right. So the article reads: China still hosts 21% of the total global Bitcoin hash rate after the local government banned all the crypto operations in the country last year. If you guys remember from the Cobra sessions in 2021, China did put a mining ban, and a lot of miners did move across the world. A lot of them went to Texas and Florida, and Miami, Florida, and started to bring their mining projects there. That made Miami coin something for the what was a city coin, Miami coin, a big sort of DAO moves there, and yeah, so China's back with its mining rigs, and the news is as followed: the Chinese government has not managed to take down cryptocurrency operations as part of its crypto ban last year, as China has re-emerged as one of the world's largest Bitcoin mining hubs, according to news report. So yeah, so China is back as number 2, just behind America, in basically Bitcoin hash rates. So what is Bitcoin hash rates? Bitcoin hash rates is when miners are looking to find the next node on the blockchain. So we have China's back into things. So China currently accounts for 21.1% of the total global BTC mining hash rate distribution as of early 2022, following only the United States, which produced 37.8% of the total hash rate. So that's pretty cool. So it's just behind America. It seems China and America are always pegging against one another, just like the US dollar against all other currencies. And so China and America sort of battle in the sort of space ventures, in produce, in GDP, and now in Bitcoin mining. So China was one of the largest Bitcoin countries, with the local Bitcoin hash rate power accounting for more than 75% in 2019. The hash rate has plummeted to 0% in July and August 2021, following a series of crypto mining farm shutdowns in the country. And yeah, to expand on this, basically, I did have a few colleagues in China, and what they would say is basically you would have electricity surges in China, where whole villages would like shut down in electricity because a lot of it was diverted to mining rigs. That's what brought in the ban to start with, and then China brought its digital yuan, which was the other agenda. But that sort of left China accounting for less than 10% of the total mining around the world. But now China is number 2 again at 21%. So yeah, despite the crypto ban in September 2021, the hash rate share surged 22.3% that month and did not drop below 18%. So that's the update there. Russia was number 3 and it has dropped in the pegging order. So according to the CBECI update, also signals a slight drop in the hash rate shares in Kazakhstan, the world's third largest BTC mining hub. So Kazakhstan was the mining hub, and basically what we understand is with Kazakhstan, with Azerbaijan, with Ukraine, these places did start to see a drop in mining. And then we had a sort of lead taken from like Texas. Texas was something we covered quite thoroughly last year, and their sort of operations and their grants and their sort of bills being passed for and their welcome of miners, and so has the city of Miami. So Georgia, Texas, and Kentucky lead the Bitcoin hash rate productions in the U.S. And yeah, so that's pretty bullish for BTC, for cryptocurrencies overall. And if you can see this chart here, this sort of covers the Bitcoin hash rate worldwide. And if you can see, for the first from 2019 to 2021, China, mainland China, was the major peg, and as of now in 2022, the United States took that peg. But now China is number 2 now, and then you have other countries like Canada, like Russia, and others joining the mining rigs. So yeah, this is pretty bullish for the miners. So that's the news on China thus far. Let's continue with the Chinese model here. Here's another sort of different angle on the story. But very similar narrative, right? So the article kind of reads here, Bitcoin mining appears to have survived bans in China. From September 21 to January of this year, China contribution to the Bitcoin mining network was second only to that of the United States. So the same sort of like report and the same sort of indication that China is back on the peg. I'm going to share this article with you guys so you guys can read this in more detail. But yeah, it's pretty good news that basically, even with all the mining bans in China, that China still has a big majority of the mining rigs. So that's the article there. If you guys want to read, it's in the live chat. And I'm going to continue with the same narrative. And yeah, the underground mining rigs is something really close to my heart. This is something I was reading a little bit last year, and the article here reads, China may have massive underground Bitcoin mining operations despite ban last year. So yeah, Cambridge data shows China accounted for roughly a fifth of the Bitcoin network hash rate at the end of the 2021, after data showed it dropped to 0 in July. Data from the Cambridge Bitcoin Electricity Consumption Index suggests miners covered their tracks with overseas proxies until they deemed it safe, right? So the whole thing about using VPNs, I think the Chinese miners took it a step ahead. So yeah, so China has reemerged as a major Bitcoin mining hub, despite the country's complete ban on the practice a year ago, according to data from the Cambridge Centers for Alternative Finance. So yeah, so it's pretty bullish news that China has taken up the rally in number 2, and yeah, let me just skip this track. Just give me 1 second, guys. And yeah, so we sort of covered the Chinese mining rigs in full force. So let's see what the CCAF had to say about it. So they quote, it takes time to find existing or build new non-traceable hosting facilities at this scale. it is probable that a non-trivial share of Chinese miners quickly adopted to the new circumstances and continued operating covertly whilst hiding their tracks using foreign proxy services to deflect attention and scrutiny. Yeah, because like not everybody can just go and pack their bags and leave China to go to Europe or to the United States, right? So what do you do when that happens? You adapt and you use other solutions. So using VPNs and proxies has I think been the sort of focus point here. So as the ban has set in and time has passed, it appears that underground miners have grown more confident and seem more content with the protection offered by local proxy services. Miners in China use a VPN and try not to use too much energy from a single spot. So the electrical company cannot detect any strange energy consumptions. This is something I was, we did a Cobra open discussion last year, and we would ask suggestions, and one of the engineers in the Discord kind of mentioned that they could find ways of compartmentalizing their operations and using proxies. So it's pretty ironic that a year later, this is exactly what they did by using VPNs and using ways to divert the energy consumption, because that's what got the ban in China in the first place, that a lot of energy was consumed. And actually there was a big fire at one of the mining rigs, and a few folks did die, unfortunately, in the fire. So China took an abrupt approach on the mining things, but it's all down to keeping it clean, guys, to keep a carbon efficient mining rig and using green energy. And I think that's what Elon Musk's sort of message was last year when he tweeted out that we're depegging from the Bitcoin because of, carbon footprint. So this is something to be continued, and we will always cover this. So that's the news on China. Now I want to kind of give you guys some updates on Terra Luna. I think because of the amount of drops we saw in Bitcoin hash rate, and we saw the price peg down to 27k on Bitcoin, was due to the Terra Luna sort of blunder. And now we have sort of covered this for the past week, and we'll continue like reading into what's happening with Dokon and Terra Luna. So the article here reads, Dokon wants to fork Luna's blockchain to make Terra classic. So Ethereum did something similar. I don't know if it still exists, but if you go to CoinGecko and you search Ethereum Classic, you'll see that Ethereum, let me see if it still exists. Yeah, ETC. So this is what happens when you sort of fork into a new venture. Ethereum Classic worth $21. Dokon and Terra are looking to take the same step. So they're gonna make the blockchain, the current blockchain, Terra Classic. So under a plan proposed by Dokon, the current chain would be renamed Terra Classic. The new chain would ditch the USD stablecoin. So the brief is, USD and Luna collapsed last week. Terra users will soon vote on whether to fork the blockchain. So yeah, Terra co-creator Dokon is trying to revive the fallen blockchain after its USD stablecoin depegged from the dollar, and the Luna governance token went from nearly $100 to a fraction of a penny. Let's go check the price out of Terra Luna. Right, a fraction of a fraction. So the current price is, a fraction of a penny. 0.0001934319347. So yeah, it did depeg everything. It depegged the Bitcoin chart. It depegged the Luna coin that was just last month. It was worth $110, and we actually had some Luna shillers and Cobras talking about buying it. So his most recent proposal after Terra users debated his previous plans to redistribute tokens and abandon USD stablecoin is to split the blockchain into two in a similar manner to Ethereum's fork from Ethereum Classic. So yeah, so made today the blog, right? The proposal here. I'm actually gonna post this to you guys to research, because this was his actual revival plan. So I'll just post it here for you guys to read. And what does it read here, right? This is the revival plan. Let's take the shorts. Allows blockchain purists to keep the current collapsed blockchain, which will henceforth be called a Terra Classic. The token will be Luna Classic. The new chain will airdrop. Yeah, check this out, guys. The new chain will airdrop 1 billion Luna tokens between developers, UST holders, and those who held or staked Luna or its derivatives projects before the price of the stablecoin depegged. The redistribution will include vesting schedules and token lockups for most of the Luna. Ostensibly to avoid a steep price decline as Terra determines, have to move forward without UST at its center, right? So they're not going to be using UST anymore. And he continues in his rant, goes, Terra is more than UST. In a recent tweet, Quan shared that the plan came about during the competing interests from varied stakeholders. With no consensus to be had, developers and UST and Luna holders can now choose to start fresh or stick with the collapsed chain, which remains paused as the community decides how to move forward. So this was a tweet from Dokon. In fact, we'll check this. We'll actually check this tweet out. Just give me 1 second. So what does he say? What's his revival plan, huh? What's the tweet saying? Let's check this out. So he writes, number 1, Terra is more than UST. 2, it has been inspiring to partake in the dynamic discourage regarding the best next step for Terra, taking feedback from the community. Right? Currently, these key percepts underpin most schools of thought. The lunatic community is unparalleled in its passion. At the same time, however, competing interests from varied stakeholders make it extremely difficult and unlikely to achieve consensus on a cohesive, congruent plan. So yeah, they're gonna continue voting on their DAO. The Terra station is currently, as it currently exists, should be forked with a new chain. Yeah, I mean, this was my thought. Like, what I saw was a really cool ecosystem. So if we search Terra ecosystem, we can kind of see that it was a very lively ecosystem, and it was actually building, and it had some real players on the game. So if we can make this thing a little bit bigger, so I can show you guys the ecosystem overview. But it was a very lively ecosystem, and it had a lot of cool projects, a lot of development take place. So if we can kind of zoom into this a little bit, you can see that they had a stablecoin sort of initiative. They had derivatives. They had multiple wallets, Terra Station as we use here, applications, DAOs. They had everything ongoing. So I still believe that the project is still there to be salvaged, because a lot of these sort of like you can say utilities have huge use case. Synthetics, charity, bridges, launch pads, they had it all, guys. They had wallets, they had multiple wallets. So I think he's trying to revive it on the behalf of its developers. So that's the update on Terra ecosystem there. And in fact, I'm going to give you guys this link here so you guys can kind of study the ecosystem. It's important for us to understand the utility of these sort of mainnets. So that's the sort of Terra ecosystem link there. And I will continue. Yeah, and then the other news was the Bitcoin dump, right? So let's read this article here. And what does this say here? So it reads out, Luna Foundation Guard has now dumped $2.4 billion from its Bitcoin reserves in failed attempt to defend Terra USD peg. right? They've burnt a lot of money here, guys. So we'll read here. So Luna Guard, the second largest known holder of Bitcoin, liquidated almost its entire reserve last week, worth billions in a failed attempt to defend Terra USD. So what did CZ say from Binance? So he says, where is all the BTC that was supposed to be used as reserve? Shouldn't those BTC be all used to buy back USD first? So yeah, the reserve is empty, and this was the second largest holder, just behind MicroStrategy's. Like Terra Luna was really buying those dips. So for investors in Bitcoin, this couldn't be bullish as it removed uncertainty hanging over the price. This could be bullish, right? So this could be good news. We might see some swings in the Bitcoin price, as it removes uncertainty hanging over the price amid fears a whale as big as LFG would dump its holding to defend the peg. After LFG Bitcoin holding surpassed Elon Musk's Tesla earlier this month, only Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy, with its 129,218 Bitcoin in reserves, has known to hold more. So what does Michael Saylor have to say about this? He goes, following the UST Luna collapse, Lynn Alden Contact offers an excellent primer on the difference between Bitcoin and crypto, as well as the risk inherent to tokens that aspire to advance functionality and perform via a proof of stakes. That's what POS stands for, proof of stake and active project management. Something to certainly look into. So this was a quote that Dokon said this Saturday. So he goes, I'm heartbroken about the pain my invention has brought on all of you. This is him speaking to the whole of crypto community. And sometimes, guys, like, these meme games, I will never tarnish a project in my time and space and throw a meme out there, because you never know how this can be taken. So this was the irony of it. This was a basically, this is what he put out on March 23rd, right? He goes, by my hands, DAI will die. US DAI. And the opposite happened, right? UST fell short. So you got to be careful with these memes. But yeah, that's the update on Luna thus far. I hope it kinda gave you guys a little insights on what's going on with Terra Luna. So they are moving to a new blockchain. They are forking into a new one, and they will be calling this one Luna Classic. So that's the updates on Luna. Next up in the news is Coinbase. So what did Coinbase do? There's two companies that I want to talk about that have been producing dApps, right? So Coinbase is one of them. So the article reads here, Coinbase expands features, allowing some app users to access Ethereum-based apps, right? So now we're going to have the DeFi wallets connected to Coinbase. This is exciting stuff. So the move will let users purchase NFTs, trade on decentralized exchanges, and borrow and lend on various DeFi platforms. Yeah, because that's the thing, like a lot of these, you can say centralized exchanges, what they did was they made NFT marketplaces, and even banks, things like Revolut. They created, centralized marketplaces, but you couldn't take the NFT, you couldn't take the tokens off the exchange. So it's pretty cool to see that even Coinbase is starting to understand the real meaning of DeFi. So now they're gonna have a DeFi dApp, an Ethereum-based dApp. The move will let users purchase NFTs, trade on decentralized exchanges, and borrow and lend on various DeFi platforms. Let's continue reading, right? So Coinbase will begin allowing for a small set of its apps users to access Ethereum-based decentralized dApps directly from the Coinbase app, according to the blog post. So let's read these bullet points. In addition, this edition will help users purchase NFTs on various marketplaces, including OpenSea and Coinbase-owned NFT platforms, trade on decentralized exchanges, including Uniswap and SushiSwap, and borrow and lend through decentralized finance platforms, including Curve and Compound. This is really bullish, guys. Now we're gonna have like real adoption, right? These features will be powered by Coinbase new dApp wallet and browser. The company said it's rolling out new services in the US on Androids first to a limited subset of users, with plans to expand to all users and platforms soon.
Okay, I think that's done, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for now.
What about the NFTs though?
Pardon? No worries. So yeah, so that's the news on basically the you can say Coinbase. So Coinbase will have a DeFi wallet where you will be able to basically exchange on SushiSwap, on Uniswap, and be able to, you know, take NFTs off centralized exchanges like Coinbase. So that's pretty bullish news. The other news was that Robinhood, in fact, has adopted DeFi as well this week. So the headline reads here: Robinhood plans Ethereum wallet with DeFi, NFT trading, and no user gas fees. So Robinhood is joining the ranks of MetaMask and Coinbase by launching a user-controlled crypto wallet that it plans to roll out by the end of the year. So what's the brief here? The brief here is Robinhood's new wallet will give customers full control over crypto and NFTs. The new wallet will compete with the likes of Coinbase Wallet and MetaMask. There's a waiting list for the wallet, which is expected to launch by the end of the year. So yeah, that's the bullish news, guys. So now Robinhood is allowing its user base to use a DeFi exchange, a DeFi wallet to move its tokens and soon NFTs. So the company is currently in the process of rolling out wallets to millions of users. Both those wallets, so-called custodial wallets, are managed on the back end by Robinhood. The new product, by contrast, will be akin to Web3 products like MetaMask and Coinbase that give users full control, but also require them to manage their own private keys. Awesome. According to the company, the forthcoming wallet will let users trade and swap crypto with no network fees. So this is a quote from Johan Kerbrat, the CTO of Robinhood. So he quotes out here: "We talked to a lot of people who said you start with a certain amount of money, and once you get the NFT or asset you want, you have 50% less money because of transaction fee." They're talking about Ethereum gas fee here. It is not clear for now how exactly Robinhood will achieve that, given that in the case of Ethereum blockchain especially, users typically must pay a significant fees, sometimes over $100 at a time. Yeah, gas fee can be an issue, but let's see. I think this is going to be released at the end of the year, and by then you should have Ethereum moving on to Beacon Chain, and you have proof of stake. Ethereum 2.0 will come out. So yeah, the quote here is, there's multiple solutions to deliver on that vision, and we're exited to show everyone how we're going to do it. So yeah, so I think that's the plan here. I think they're gonna release this by the end of the year, and they will allow folks to you know, not pay transaction gas fee as we see. But I think by then you have Ethereum 2.0 and you're on proof of stake, and you won't have these issues. So that's the bullish news from Coinbase and Robinhood. I'm gonna do one more article, and then we'll start to look forward to our AMA. I'm super excited for it. So basically the title reads: Tether USDT supply plummeted 7.4 billion amid depegging concerns. Terra collapsed last notes, right? So amid Terra's collapse last week, Tether also briefly lost its peg, and we were talking about this week. It went down to 94 cents. I believe it's still around 95 cents. Let's go check it out. Let's quickly go to CoinGecko and check the pegging on USDT Tether. It's back to $1, guys. So that's the good news. So yeah, it was yesterday it was down to 94 cents, and then previously 96, 92.94 cents. Amid the dramatic events surrounding last week's Terra USD collapse, Tether USDT, the crypto industry's largest stablecoin, has dropped more than $7 billion. Tether's market cap plummeted from an all-time high above 83 billion on May 11th down to 75.6 billion. The decrease in USDT supply coincides with the stablecoin briefly losing its dollar peg by 5% last week, before recovering to trade at a slight discount at 99.8 cents within the next 36 hours. So yes, USDT has been going through it. Amid the depegging, Tether, the company behind stablecoin, stated that in time of market volatility, it continued to honor all redemptions from verified customers, with about $2 billion processed on May the 12th alone. Centralized stablecoin alleges to have enough actual fiat reserves in case users decide to swap their stablecoin holdings for fiat currencies. So for me, like, two things are happening here with USDT. One, they've had a bit of a setback, especially with the UST conundrum. But I think overall, people are moving on to things like USDC. So as observed by Glassnode, so this is the Glassnode chart here. What's it saying here? So it goes, as observed by Glassnode, other major stablecoins such as Circle's USDC, Binance BUSD, and MakerDAO DAI experience a 1 to 2% premium during Tether's redemption wave. So I think people are starting to move on to USDC. And just as USDT supply shrank, USDC expanded by 2.6 billion over the same span. Something that, per Glassnode, may be providing insights on market preference during times of stress. So what are they saying here? Given the dominance of growth of USDC over the last 2 years, this may be an indicator of changing market preferences away from USDT and towards USDC as the preferred stablecoin. So that's what we're seeing. We're seeing people move away from USDT and going more into, like me personally, I went more into BUSD, Binance's stablecoin, and a lot of folks here have been moving their stables onto USDC and taking profits there. And yeah, so that's the news covered there. I hope you guys learned something, and we had an update on China, on Terra Luna, and the rest of the blockchain. I think it's pretty bullish that Coinbase and Robinhood have started to adapt to DeFi wallets, and this can only get more bullish from here. Apart from that, BTC has basically seen prices rise, and we should see the same thing in alts and also in Ethereum and Solana in the main nets. So that's the news there, guys. Thank you so much.